So this whole RVW thing has come forth, and white men are so happy. Let me paint you a picture. So civil rights happens. White women piggyback off of that to get their rights, to get out of the house. White men are angry. Fair enough. Women don't have dominance control. You feel like there's starting to chip away at white male dominance in America and on the planet. Fast forward, 9/11 happens. All of a sudden, there's this brown, non-Christian threat to the American people and the American public on American soil. And Americans died, for crying out loud. White men are angry. They've got their pew-pews. They're willing to join the military. They're going to fight the good fight. As this is happening under George W., and everyone's so proud because you got a nice, strong, conservative man, he signs in this thing called the Patriot Act. And everyone's like, yeah, of course, of course. It's a surveillance act. You still have to have a judge sign off on it, but you get to survey and surveillance, and wiretap people. And everyone kind of just pushes it off to the side. Well, as years goes on, there's this huge movement that bursts onto the scene. And YouTube channels, as far as the eye can see, of this movement called prepping. Because what happened with 9/11, there was a threat to the American people. And white Christian Americans felt that there was this threat. Now, the NRA was painting you the picture that your threat was from us black folk coming out of the city, and we were going to take everything you had, when in reality you're going to find out the hard way your biggest threat is the dude down the street eyeballing your preps and your daughters. But that's for another time. And so preppers were loving it, but then all of a sudden preppers were being surveillanced and they were being targeted. Oh, that caused a big kerfluffle in the prepping community, because now all of a sudden they're experiencing their government's going against them. Well, it had to be the Democrats. Okay, fine, fair enough. Fast forward, and we have this thing, this leaked document, and the women are up in arms, especially white women. They never thought that this could happen. White men are so happy because you're going to have more white babies, because you have been fed the steady diet for the last 20 years that you were going to be a minority, and you wanted to be at the top of this broken, decrepit pyramid. You didn't like that. So what ends up happening is the women get their rights taken away. But the problem is that's based on privacy. And so all of these, these Republicans who have been voted into office because you had the great orange dope made you feel whole again. He told you that we're going to make America great again. You guys are saying 1776. That should have been your hint. 1776, very few men had power and rights. But, you had him over everyone else, and that's all that counts. And he made you guys feel great again. And you're thinking, yes, we're back. We won't be the minority. Well, wait, the women aren't having babies. So he appoints all these federal judges and these conservative judges who lied and said that, no, it's a settled law. They knew they were going to overturn it, and I think you guys knew too. So fast forward to, like I said, this week, where you have a leaked document, and everyone's up, and all the women are up in arms. And the men folk are like, yes, 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 this is not a win. You will not be at the top of a derelict, broken pyramid. You would be a skid mark on a speed bump at best. Because when they go after the privacy rights of one, they're going after the privacy rights of all. Everything. And they will no longer need a judge's signature to determine how much of a threat you, as a conservative, prepping, Christian, white male, is. Patriots, oath keepers, all of you now get to be under the government surveillance. You're going to blame the Democrats, of course, but it was a Republican president that put Republicans in office that say you no longer have the rights. Your medical history, anything that you could be deemed a threat, and they probably will not take as many pew-pews away, but they can limit the access of the ammo that goes into them. They can say, you're too much of a threat. We might have to put you, keep you under surveillance. We might have to put you in a mental hospital. Y'all are not winning on this. And you're not smart enough to see that this is not a win-win situation. If they go after the privacy rights, they overturn Brown versus the Board of Education, which is not a privacy right, but it's a right. Go after gay marriage. Go after birth control. A lot of this stuff is based on privacy. You no longer have, because the orange clown you backed put into place people that would benefit him. Him meaning money. It's all about money. And you guys walked right into being able to be seen as America's biggest threat. But if you want to enjoy it while you can, you can. I say enjoy it. Have fun. But you were always the threat. And you were the one who could have kept the government at bay. But your hatred and your compounded racism against black people is the reason why all these other things happen. And now that they can turn them over, you love that, but you didn't think how it would affect you. But y'all have a nice day and enjoy Mother's Day, okay? Bye-bye.